Welcome to the 4th annual Grifties and the first ever live Grifty Awards. And now for your hosts, Uncle Hotep and Hotep Jesus.
Yo, no George, but I can't even breathe in this joint.
That's fucked up. He working on that Coon of the Year award.
Black people, am I right?
We've got some great categories tonight, including athletes.
We'll say what's up to your dad.
Season's COVID-19.
Who did you want? Hamlin? Hamlin's a sleeper. Hamlin's a sleeper.
Female, musical, celebrity, people's political grifty, the Hall of Fame, and a surprise category.
Y'all see we professional. We got the teleprompter and shit. And of course, the one everyone is waiting for, Grifter of the Year Award.
From podcasts to movies.
DJ Protocol.
Yeah, DJ, that's the time to do it.
This is not a grift. I really think Lil Nas X is a gay demon.
How dare you?
Unlike most modern award shows, none of these women have penises.
Women shouldn't speak anyways.
Y'all picked the blackest room for a black. Paint the walls white so I can see y'all next time.
All coons looking like to me.
Some of you white people too. Some of y'all look like you came from 8 Mile.
We're halfway through, no one's been shot yet.
But I'm going to say at the Grifty Awards, there's only one person more arrogant, more self-assured than me, and that's Hotep Jesus.
Grifter of the Year.
Clap it up for old Uncle Hotep.
Hopefully my kids will watch this and be inspired and stuff like that.
Fuck them kids.
I'm looking for my wallet. I'm like, oh, thank God he didn't take it. Thank God.
Is the RNC ready for a slut walk? The Grift Report starts right now.
2, 1, boom. Hotep Jesus.
Of all the Jesuses I know, he's the Hotepiest. Social scientist and YouTube host, Hotep Jesus.
How the fuck do you get a name like Hotep Jesus?
The one and only Hotep Jesus.
Ryan Sharp, better known to the world as Hotep Jesus.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Somebody said, what do you think you are, some kind of Hotep Jesus?
Ooh,
and
that's
I was
good.
Just like, ooh, that's sexy. Yes, I do think I'm Hotep Jesus.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to the Grift Report, live Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm your host, the Grift God.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Hotep to the chat, Hotep to the Hotepistanis.
Hotep.
I got some fire information for you today. In the Super Dap Dap of the day, all the Hotepistanis will be proud of our work when we get to that segment. But first, it's roll call time. Lauren in the house. It's just me, Haram Life. Kelson, what's up, Kelson? Torian, bro, Godzilla. From our high horse, Goldstein, J-A-A-A-A is here. Angelia, did I say Lauren? Lauren's here. DJ Protocol, the official DJ of the Grifties. Sauce the Prophet. Non Lives is here. Energetic, I said graphics. Oz, what up, man? Before we dive into what we got to dive into, first things first, I'm going to need everybody on your feet. I'm going to need you all to stand up. I need you to put your hand across your heart and stand for the national anthem of our great nation.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
Somebody said she must have been a DEI hire. Oh my Lord. Oh my Jesus. Y'all didn't enjoy that? You didn't appreciate that? Strong Dad got the trash cans. Come on, put your rating in the chat. 5 trash cans if it's the worst. 5 mics if it was fire. Show some love. Show some respect to our national anthem. What is wrong with y'all? Huh? Oh my God. Our great nation. Our great, great nation. That was remarkable, to say the least. Anyway, still Goldstein to July. It's time for Strong Dad's Goldstein July message of the day. Let's see what he got for us.
I won't be participating in this election. I will not be pushing back against the GOP. And I have some real reasons as to why I won't push back. The first reason is that I'm fucking sick of illegal immigration. It has affected my trade industry. It affects black communities. It decimates poor communities. Wherever they go, wherever these people put them, things get worse for the surrounding people. And I'll be damned if I pay taxes or do anything to support these motherfuckers. I don't have anything against the families themselves, but everything against their government. And I firmly believe them niggas need to stay right where the fuck they're at and fix your own fucking country. Stop destroying ours. Secondly, I won't be pushing back against the GOP because I hate this trans inclusion shit. The things that it's done, this pronoun bullshit has destroyed y'all motherfuckers make me sick, and whatever it takes to get you out of the paint, I'm with it. I won't be pushing back because schooling is going to become so hard for you niggas that you're going to realize the only people who can educate our children are ourselves. We should never be relying on the government to teach our children, especially if we believe that there are things they should be taught. Best believe it won't be taught in schools. And I support you realizing that by force and taking your kids out of school and homeschooling. I support small businesses, and I know that money is going to be good if they're in charge. As long as you are not a pussy and are not afraid to participate in this money system, right? As long as you're not scared by the dirty word of capitalism and you actually know you can make some fucking cash, you know what I'm saying? I want that fucking cash flow, so I'm not gonna fucking push back. But the main reason that I'm not pushing back is because just like the left, the right is incapable of constructive criticism. You won't take it. The very fact that you'll big up me all the way up until this point is proof of it. So I'm not going to waste my physical energy on you anymore. I'm not going to waste the energy that I have for anything on you anymore. I'm going to restore balance to the force, get back in my lane, and I'm going to turn it to Hotep Goldstein because I'm sick of you niggas.
I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk.
Wow. Wow. Oh my. That was quite of a turn of events there at the end. Hold on a second. We got to go to Goldstein. How do you do this again? View post engagements, quotes. Here we go. He said he's turning over to Goldstein. Let's see what Goldstein has for us.
It's time.
It's time for Hotep Studios. It is time for Hotep Studios. Goldstein must be stopped. Oh my Lord. He just went straight Sith Lord on us. Strong Dad said, I'm sure Uncle Hotep loved that. He said Uncle Hotep loved the rendition of our great national anthem. Middleman Reek, $20 holler. He said, what the F was that? 3 trash cans. Lauren said that was garbage fire. I ain't appreciate that. Y'all don't know talent when you see it. You don't know talent when you see it. We need one more donor of $10 or two $5 to meet our goal. Appreciate y'all. Let's go to the Men of Order moment of the day. Men of Order moment of the day brought to you by menoforder.com. Supreme supplements for the supreme man. This is male supremacy we're promoting over here. Make sure you grab your Apex, our flagship product that supports your testosterone and makes the ladies happy in bed. menoforder.com. Coupon code Grift Report. You see it on the screen. Also hit the link in the description box below to save. Today's Man of Order is none other than Hotep's very own Uncle Hotep. Uncle Hotep says, Eminem saying Candace forgot she was black is the most racist thing he has ever said or done. Now, I'm proud of Uncle Hotep. I know this was a double entendre. But I'm proud of him for at least coming out and speaking against the racism coming from Eminem as he scolded Candy. Who was he to tell us how we should handle our politics? Shame on Eminem. But more importantly, shame on Eminem for that album. The album to me was supreme mid. It was a lackluster performance. Did not enjoy it. Probably like maybe 2 or 3 tracks that are worth listening to. I skipped most of it. Turned it on, listened, and skipped most of it. Just was not happy at all. We got to do better. Hopefully that's his last album because he's over the hill and we don't have to hear from him again. What'd y'all think? What'd y'all think of the Eminem album? Trash cans, mics, and trash cans. Tell me your rating for this album. Shout out to EMP 1990 over on Rumble. Said, who the hell is that? I don't know who that lady was singing the national anthem. I know she don't need to be nowhere near a mic. That's what I do know. Eminem used to be anti-establishment. Then he went full on blue hair. Yeah, that's the worst, man. He used to be so anti-establishment, and now he's like on the same side as the establishment. It doesn't make sense. Nala said, I didn't bother. You know, the only reason why I listened to it is so I could talk shit about it. Actually listen to. So, I listened to it just so I could tell people not to.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
YouTube's been acting crazy ever since last night. I have to keep like refreshing the chat. Rehab is bad for your art. This is true. Didn't know people still listen to Eminem? Yeah. Just Uncle Hotep and ZV Bear. Those are the only 2 people who streamed that album. DJ Protocol, the DJ's not even listening to it. If the DJs ain't listening to it, you know it's bad. Anyway, time to get to everyone's favorite segment, Grifter of the Day. Grifter of the Day brought to you by the Grifties. Go to grifties.com, nominate your favorite grifter, or vote at grifties.com. Vote for me. Hit the up button, upvote Hotep Jesus. You can do it a bunch of times a day. So please go show love and support to your favorite grifter. Today's grifter is the Secret Service. Or I should say one of today's grifters. Secret Service. Secret Service director gives bizarre reason why an agent wasn't on the roof where gunman Thomas Matthew Crooks opened fire on Trump as she rejects calls to resign. The quote here from Drew Hernandez, he says, that building in particular has a sloped roof at its highest point. And so, you know, there's a safety factor that would be considered there that we wouldn't want to put someone on a sloped roof, says the DEI Secret Service Director, Cheadle. Strong Dad with the $5 super.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
The world is not ready for 2 Hotep Dark Lords. Ain't that the truth? So these people, many of them former Green Beret, a Navy SEAL, and military trained, go through all this rigorous training. But the thing that stops them is a sloped roof. Are y'all buying that? Are any of y'all buying that? It sounds like straight cap to me. And to make matters worse, take a look at this image. Let's put this up on the screen. Thank you, Jamie. Too slopey, not too slopey. I'm glad somebody did this. So one slope was inefficient, but this slope they were able to deal with. I got to tell you, it's time to call for her arrest. I don't want her resignation. I want her to be arrested, fully investigated, and thrown in jail. Fired, not resigned, fired for failing to do her job, for being neglectful in doing her job. I want to go as far to say she must be in on it. It's the only excuse for such negligence. She was in on it. She wanted to see DJT go down. That's my guess. Chad, are y'all buying it? Are y'all buying the slope story? There's no way I'm buying the slope story. Not even Snopes is buying the slopes.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
I said it's starting to look like they had something to do with this. Yeah. Yeah. Ronan said the slope isn't even buying it. Facts. Angeli says, how can a scrawny T person make it up there, but a Secret Service agent can't? There's no way I'm believing the Secret Service couldn't handle that slope. It's not possible. Even Jack Black could have got up on that slope.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Cannon Hotep says, Hotep's been told you. This is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Hold on a sec, I'll be right back.
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and...
My apologies. Anyway. Absolutely absurd story. And yesterday I said it's time to call for an investigation into Secret Service and the GOP Oversight Committee. Here's what they had to say. Breaking. Chairman James Comer and committee Republicans have sent a letter to U.S. Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle requesting the following information to be produced no later than this Thursday, July 18th, 2024. And Bailey, the media thinks we eat Tide Pods. Facts. They think we're stupid. Number 1, a complete list of all law enforcement personnel, including the Secret Service, Department of Homeland Security, and local law enforcement, with roles in protecting President Trump at the rally, including, but not limited to, the advance team. Number 2, all audio and video recordings in Secret Service possession or custody related to President Trump's rally. Number 3, any memorandum or notice issued by the Director of Secret Service personnel regarding the Butler, Pennsylvania assassination attempt on President Trump. some of the information that I was asking for before. Yesterday, I said, "Yo, I need all personnel, all recordings, and everything." They continue to say here, all documents and communications related to the Secret Service protection of President Trump's campaign rally, including but not limited to any pre-site survey identifying security concerns and or mitigation of security concerns, and monthly Office of Protection Operation reports. Absolutely. All internal documents and communications, including text messages and email communications between Secret Service and the Department of Homeland Security related to the rally. All documents and communications, including text messages and email communications between Secret Service and local law enforcement. Facts, body cams, radio communications, all of it. All communications, including text messages and email communications among Secret Service personnel related to the rally. All maps, area views, diagrams, and assessments in the possession or custody of the Secret Service for the setting of for President Trump's rally. All remote surveillance data, including but not limited to drones, listening devices, remote cameras, and satellites used for President Trump's campaign rally. Readout letter to Director Cheadle here. And as you can see here, here's a copy of the letter and signatures, etc., etc. And I totally agree. The sad part is we are in stage 1 of this investigation. And I'm afraid to say what we're going to get. The police was in the building the kid was on the roof of. Yep, that's true. That's true, Cannon. Cannon just text me that. That is true. They were in the building. Imagine that. Same building that you got your police force and the kids in. But we're in phase 1 of this investigation. Phase 2 is about to be a shit show. You know why? I repeat, big if we actually get the data, the communications, copies of the videos and audios and text messages and emails, if this makes it through the bleach bit, if this makes it through the shattered cell phones, if this makes it through the shredder, if this makes it through Hillary Clinton's hands, if I have to put a big if on that, because the first thing we gotta look out for is, oh, we lost it. Oh, it's classified. Oh, we can't. So if all of that does come through, we're going to start to look at the gross negligence of Secret Service. And, well, I really want to put this all on Secret Service because they're supposed to direct the local police. And if they fail to do that, well, it rests on their shoulders. But things got a little bit spookier. I'm not sure if you guys saw this video. I'm not sure if you heard this eyewitness testimony about the water tower. But let's take a listen.
Hit the ground, and he kept standing. I was like, you gotta get down, boy. You gotta get down. They're gonna shoot you. Because if they would have had like a machine gun, they could have taken us all out. So then we laid there for a while. We saw different places where the gunshots were at. And then they got President Trump down, Secret Service did, and they took him out of there and got him off of the stage. And he was bleeding. And so then my son and daughter-in-law was back behind us, back behind the fence. And we was worried about them. We couldn't call them. And so we started trying to go after them then when they finally let us up. And they had been right by the fence where the other shooter was. There was one I heard in the water tower. There was one by the fence.
And still, obviously, initial reports. But what we do know... Hit the ground.
You heard that at the end? And still, obviously, initial reports. She running cover. I don't know who this lady is from Fox, but listen to her run cover. Oh, this is just initial reports. We can't trust this lady.
There was one by the fence.
And still, obviously, initial reports. But what we do...
You hear that?
What we do know...
Now, if you watch my Friday night stream, which is now members only, for reasons you guys would all understand, I said, wait till we get the reports about the second shooter, because usually that's how things go. And I'm just following precedent. This isn't some Nostradamus thing. This is just pattern recognition. With JFK, there was allegedly 2 shooters. With MLK, there was allegedly 2 shooters. So when this came about, I'm like, oh, why would this be any different? And there are several other eyewitnesses who also said, yeah, she pulled the full shut it down, who also said that there were 2 shooters. Adam says, HJ is right. They'll be like, we can't let them know how our detail works. Classified. Correct. So if it makes it through the shredder, if it makes it through the bleep bitch. You see, I was thinking about Hillary, so I said bitch. My bad. Bleach bit. Then the next thing they'll resort to is, oh, this is classified. We can't, for national security reasons, we can't release the data. So that's a shit show we're going to have to deal with. We're going to get into the RNC convention. But first, Biden went and sat down with Complex Media's Speedy. And here's what happened.
At the end of his presidency, former President Trump pardoned some hip-hop artists, Lil Wayne, Kodak Black. He seems to have an allegiance from musical artists, particularly in hip-hop. Why do you think that is?
Well, I'm not sure he has that allegiance, number one. Number two, if you look at his record in terms of African Americans and minorities, it's abysmal the way he handles everything. And but the answer is, I don't know if he has hip-hop artists that are supportive of him. But I know that I got started in politics because of the African American community. When I was a kid, I was a young man in high school and college. My state was segregated by law. I got involved in the movement, and the reason I got elected when I was 29 from a very modest background was because of the black community. Every election that I ran, and whether it was an on year or off year, I got over 90% of the black vote, and the number of folks participating didn't slow down because it didn't reduce. So look, Trump, I shouldn't.
Speedy trying his best to hold a straight face. I know, Speedy. I know. Complex gave you the job and put you up to it. And I know that had to be a difficult thing to not laugh in the president's face. Shout out to Speedy. But they sent President Joe Biden to speak to Complex Media. This is their black outreach. Speak to Complex Media. And he's got the nerve to say he doesn't know that hip-hop artists are supporting Trump. He know about Ye. He know about Wayne. He know about the artists that were exonerated, vindicated, pardoned. Kodak Black. He know about that sexy red MAGA hat. And now he got to know about Amber Rose. They're losing control of the hip-hop vote, and they are scrambling. And he knows about it. Anyway, he going to be on Breakfast Club soon? Wow. Could you imagine that? Kamara said, I know they edited the hell out of that video. It still couldn't save him. Facts. Axel Foley, $5 holla. Are they worse at propaganda and conspiracies, or has technology just made it impossible? It's a good question. You know, my guess is they don't care. I don't think they care. And I don't think they care because they know that they can just throw out the next distraction and everybody will forget. Like today I had a tweet and I said, don't let Amber Rose and the Sikh prayer distract you from the fact that we have unanswered questions about the Secret Service's role in the attempted assassination on DJT. Because just that quickly, we are now focused on Amber Rose. We are now focused on Oh my God, they had one of the Sikhs pray at the convention. And I'm like, hold up. There was an attempt on my man's life. And we need to know how that was made possible. So we have to stay focused. Do not let them distract you. Anyway, let's go to the convention. I was not made aware of this until this morning, but they had the Sikhs in the house. And here is a clip commentated by Nick Fuentes.
Are you serious? Are you joking? Wow.
White Christian nationalists are losing their mind right now. Shout out to the Hoteps helping us reach our goal. Hey, y'all gonna have to let it go, man. Country gone, man. Country gone. It's a brown America. It's a slut America. Y'all gonna have to let it go. You like that, Daxter? Justine Ellison says this is light work. Come on. What y'all think? The Sikhs can't say no prayers? Y'all not accepting the Sikhs say no prayers? Victor 2020 has some choice words over on Rumble. It's just me, says Sikhs are good people. Yeah, I think they're probably good people. Mo Facts. The RNC has lost its way, and now the pundits have to spin doctor it. No moral standing. Jeff says Sikhs are mad conservative. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Like 1,000,000 times more conservative than white people. I was just about to say that. You just took the words right out of my mouth. Pause. Yup. Very conservative. The Indians are the original pundits. Are they kind of based? The Sikhs are very based. Well, Amber Rose gave a speech last night. Not everybody was too fond of it. Uncle Hotep and I talked about it last night. My comment on it was bold, brave, badass. Amber Rose.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Grift levels over 9,000. Let's listen to the speech.
My entire family is racially diverse, and I believe the left-wing propaganda that Donald Trump was a racist. My father said, "No, he's not, Amber. What do you?"
Jabari Judah, $2 holler. Sikhs hate Muslims. On brand for the RNC. Oh, man.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Damn.
What are you talking about? And when I insisted, he said, "Prove it." So to prove my father wrong, I did my research and looked into all things Donald Trump. People have to do their research. I watched all the rallies, and I started meeting so many of you, his red hat wearing supporters. I realized Donald Trump and his supporters don't care if you're black, white, gay, or straight. It's all love.
Zulu, $2 holler. He says they will accept anyone in the club but Hotep.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
You said it, not me.
And that's when it hit me. These are my people. This is where I belong.
Jeff Curtis says, grifting season. It's officially grifting season.
So I let go of my fear of judgment, of being misunderstood, of getting attacked by the left, and I put the red hat on too. Thank you. Love you too. I never felt more free and more love for my country than I do now. I want to thank my father, who's in the audience tonight, for opening my eyes. He served over 20 years in the U.S. military. Thank you for your service, Dad.
She hitting all the points.
I love you, Dad. I love you. I love you so much. Thank you. When I met the president and Melania for the first time, he was kind and generous and funny as hell. Very funny. The First Lady was gracious and smart with a smile that will brighten up any room. If you're watching this tonight, you know our country is in trouble. Just like me. When you go to the store and buy food for your family, you're shocked. When you fill up your gas tank, you're pissed. I know I am.
Hit them points. Hit them points.
And when you turn on the news, you are just exhausted. Inflation is out of control. And you know in your heart it was not like this under Donald Trump.
Strong Dad with the $2 holler. He says the red hat is the new Caesar's ring.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
My message to you tonight comes from a humble place. The left told me to hate Trump, and even worse, to hate the other side, the people who support him. When you cut through the lies, you realize the truth. American families were better when Donald Trump was president. We were safer, wealthier, and stronger. A vote for Donald Trump is a vote to put money back in our pockets and good food on our kids' plates. Yes. Or, as Trump would say, it's a vote to make America great again. Thank you so much. Thank you.
She's your queen to be. Shout out to Amber Rose, the new darling of the right. Amber Hotep Rose. Jabari $5 Holly said, I thought the point of getting people on your side was the point of outreach to other communities. Seems like Republicans want to win this time.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Uh-oh. Rudy the Vet Russo, $10. HJ, that woman is one of the leading Constitution lawyers in America. I don't care who you pray to. Nick is LGBT. Oh, my God.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Damn. Shots fired. What y'all think of that speech, man? She hit all the points. She's been paying attention. She hit all of the points. No, the truth of the matter is, she's pissed everybody off. She's pissed off the left and the right. First, there's somebody who I think is jealous because she's wearing a hairstyle better.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Joyanne Reed over here. She mad because Amber Rose got that short blonde look going better. Let's see what Joyanne Reed had to say.
So it's ironic that they were able to recruit this young woman who, she's a racially ambiguous. I don't want to say she's black because she has said she's not. So I don't want to say this black woman, this woman who is a.
What does that have to do with anything, Joy?
Whatever race that she has claimed.
This is racism.
She said she's not black. But they brought somebody whose whole career is based in black culture. She used to be on a show on BET. That's the reason most people know who she is. She dated one of the most prominent African-American rappers in the business in the history of hip-hop.
Who had on a MAGA hat? Who had on a MAGA hat? Don't you leave that part out, Joyanne Reed. He supported Trump.
So her whole culture came from black culture, even though she says she's not a black person herself. And the fact that she is now the person they're using to try to recruit young people of color and to say that this is the person who is the endorser of Donald Trump who you should trust, when she won't even claim the culture that brought her to the table, I'm dubious that this will work. I don't know anyone who takes their political cues from Amber Rose, but just in case you do, you might want to duplicate doing your own research because she might not have done it thoroughly.
I think when we look at...
Wait, whoa. She said she's not claiming the culture. Amber Rose is definitely claiming the culture. I have not seen Amber Rose denounce hip hop or hip hop culture. Amber Rose is blacker than most. I'm not saying most. Actually, I will say most. Amber Rose is blacker than most of these pundits. That's just facts.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Amber Rose is blacker than Joyanne Reed.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Amber Rose is blacker than some of your right-wing pundits. Amber Rose is blacker than Senator Tim Scott.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Okay? She hasn't denounced anything. She hasn't denounced hip-hop culture. Where'd you get that from? You know where all of this stems from? All this stems from the fact that Joyanne Reed is hurt because the RNC was finally able to land someone from hip-hop culture. That's what she's upset about. She's like, oh, my God, we're losing people. Not only that, one of our greatest video vixens, one of our greatest pogs, an icon in hip-hop culture, dare I say, she's upset because Amber Rose isn't endorsing Joe Biden. That's what she's upset about. Let's just call a spade a spade. Okay? Okay? MoFax says Amber Rose is black. Wow, Hotep will say anything for the coin. Embarrassing.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Hey, until we see MoFax's face, Amber Rose is blacker than MoFax.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Huh? Keep in mind, we're going to have the Twitter Spaces today with Goldstein, where we're going to talk about Amber Rose. Is it integration or infiltration? Okay, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Amber Rose is African. She's from Africa. She's a tether. Okay? That's what she is. She's a tether. Godson said, MoFax, cut the madness. So not only is the left upset, also the right is not having this. The right has some choice words. Daily Liars' very own Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh says, the RNC gives a primetime speaking slot to a pro-abortion feminist and self-proclaimed slut with a face tattoo whose only claim to fame is having sex with rappers. Truly an embarrassment. Not a single voter will be mobilized by this person. Damn. And they let Matt Walsh have it. Scott Pressler weighs in. Courtney weighs in. Tristan Tate, the Tate brother, says, I hear you, Matt, but she's also an American. An American who was followed and speaks to many other Americans who wouldn't listen to a man like you or even a man like me. Let her talk to people on behalf of what is right. We can dislike some of her values, but all Americans need to make the right choice this year. Now, let's begin to dissect this. I'm going to have to spend, I don't know, maybe 7-8 minutes on this critical thinking experiment here. And this goes back to yesterday's conversation with Goldstein. Unfortunately, we won't be able to have phone calls today because I got to go pick up the kids. But we'll have the Twitter Spaces. So we'll be able to hear from everybody in the Twitter Spaces. MoFax, you're free to join. So yesterday, Goldstein said Conservatives talk about being able to question things, question the narrative, question the mainstream media, right? Being able to question common thought, right? And principally, he's right. He's right. However, there's something very meta about the town square that is X, that is Twitter. Something very meta. And in my notes, I liken this to dealing with children. We have different levels of maturity. We have intellectual maturity. We have emotional maturity. And those two have a relationship. In fact, sometimes when you have a high level of intellectual maturity, you'll have a higher level of emotional maturity. And there's also a relationship going in the opposite direction where the lower your intellectual maturity, basically the less you know, the more emotional you'll become.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
So we have Amber Rose, who gets a position at the RNC, the convention, speaking engagement, et cetera, and she doesn't exactly pass the purity test for cultural conservatism. So I took to my platform, understanding this dynamic of intellectual and emotional maturity, and decided to take advantage. Now, if you watched the show last night with Uncle Hotep, you'll know my real thoughts on this. I may give my real thoughts on this in a Twitter Spaces today, depending on mood. We'll see. Join our Twitter Spaces to find out with Goldstein, hosted with Goldstein. But I chose to say brave, bold, badass. And that post now has over 1,000 retweets. Now, what this comes back to is that the majority of people are both intellectually and emotionally immature. And this comes back to the fact that most people are intellectually immature. So therefore, they're going to be emotionally immature. But it's like dealing with children. You know, you can't just come right out and just, tell kids that there's a global cabal running the world. Kids, they just won't be able to understand that. They won't be able to understand the intricacies of Moloch, right? You kind of got to ease them into it, right? So I read the room. I looked at the comments and I said, wow. They've opened the doors. The hoi polloi, the commoners, your everyday average Twitter users. And I, a grifter, looking to win Grifter of the Year, decided to put on my grift cap and take advantage. So I rode with the common consensus. And the common consensus is we love Amber Rose. We're accepting of Amber Rose. And after I grifted and I got my 1,000 retweets, hopefully my X check looks good next week. Be able to pay for some groceries. I read the comments. I read what people said. I read the arguments. I heard Jerry, what's his name? Jeremy from the Quarterin. I saw his responses to Matt Walsh. And there were some really good arguments. So now I'm on the fence. Again, I'm going to save my commentary on what I really believe for the Twitter space today, so hopefully you'll join us over there. But I had to take advantage. And really what this comes down to is picking and choosing your battles, right? So I said bold, brave, badass Amber Rose. There you see my engagements, 1,000 reposts, nearly 10,000 likes, 176 bookmarks, 203 comments. And really what this comes back to is you got to pick and choose your battles, right? So what I do is I put these things on a scale of importance. What is the hill am I willing to die on, right? Is Amber Rose a 10 as far as importance, or is she a 1 as far as importance? And that tells me where my grift is going to sway. Now, if we were talking about central banking, if we were talking about crypto, if we were talking about Bitcoin, if we were talking about the Civil War, if we were talking about the global cabal, well, I got to go against public consensus. If we're talking about patriotism, I got to go against public consensus. You guys know how I feel about that. We're talking about democracy. You know, I hate democracy. Got to go against public consensus. But Amber Rose, in the public square, not in the safe space of the Grift Report, not in the safe space of Hotep's Been Told You. But Amber Rose, this is a layup. This is an easy grift. How hard do you think I had to try? How hard do you think I had to try to come up with a viral tweet? All I had to do was say what it is that people would support. And I got 1,000 reposts, 1,000 retweets. 77 Figure says, about your paper. I'm about my paper. Straw Dad said, this is diabolical. I'm not about to sit up here and argue with a bunch of people on the internet about Amber Rose. It's not what I'm finna do. We're not finna do that. And yes, it is diabolical. Hotep Yoruba says, expert grifting HJ. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. But you got to pick and choose your battles. You got to pick and choose when and where you're going to ride with the sheep. Yes, Melissa Reeves.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
So my real thoughts are behind the paywall at patreon.com/Hotep's Been Told You. Or maybe I'll give them this Thursday, or maybe, well, it might come out today in the Twitter Spaces because somebody might piss me off, and that's usually when, you know, I might play devil's advocate. I don't know. It depends on. I gotta feel my way through today's Twitter Space before I decide which way I'll grift on this thing. Not really sure which way I'm gonna go on this. But the point of the matter is, how hard did I have to try? And that is the real big issue. The fact that something as simple as this goes viral lets you know where we are as a political class, as a political people, as political pundits, as the sheep. It lets us know something very important. Inside the Agent says, I can't repost, you blocked me. Well, you can, the unblock fee today is $100, so you can send a super chat of $100 and I will unblock you. But you probably deserved it. If I blocked you, you probably deserved it. So when we see something like what we saw on Saturday and Goldstein came out with his take, I said, Goldstein, you're not wrong. However, you got to put it on a scale. You don't have to. I mean, you can do what you want to do. But when you're in the grifter sphere, you got to put it on a scale and kind of judge and say, are people ready for this? Is this the hill I'm willing to die on? Now, I have a lot of conspiracy theories regarding what happened this past Saturday, one of the most tragic events of our life, second only to 9/11. But I didn't put them on the public timeline because I understand that people don't have the intellectual maturity and therefore they don't have the emotional maturity to have these conversations. So I saved them for the safe space. Bro Godzilla said her subscribers are in the crowd already. Yeah, probably. And I wish I could take phone calls today so we could argue over this, but it's a good thing we have the Twitter spaces today. Brandon said $100 ain't that much. Take the deal, yo. Yeah, take the deal. Take the deal. No more locked doors, Hotep. I'm not mad at that. Will Amber be admitted into Hotepistan? Unfortunately, I mean, I do have veto powers, but as a good dictator, you got to pick and choose when to use your veto powers. And on this one, I'm going to have to defer to head of immigration, which is Goldstein. So Goldstein's going to have final say so. I'll definitely put an application in for a 3-day pass. Hopefully, Goldstein will allow her in for at least a 3-day pass. Carlos says if Sexy can go, so can Amber. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I want to get Sexy Red a 3-day pass. I want to get Amber Rose a 3-day pass in the Hotepistan, but this all depends on what head of immigration says. And if he says they're not allowed in, well, I have veto powers, but I don't like to use them because it just destroys the relationship between you and the people in their positions of power. Inside the Ages, my last $2 lost my job, all for you. Well, I'm sad to hear you lost your job. I'm really sad to hear you lost your job. $98 gonna get you out of there though. $98 more. Cold world. But I'm not unblocking you for $2 fucking. You know what I'm saying? Biden's America has been brutal to us all, but you're going to stay behind that block, bro. You got $98 more on your tab. All right. So when you get a new job, drop that in here. Okay. Tattoo removal required. If she's gonna, she's gonna have to remove that tattoo off her forehead if she's gonna become a permanent resident. That goes beyond Goldstein. That's my own requisite. You know, if Goldstein does give her a pass, I'm saying, listen, tattoo removal before you're admitted. We can't allow that tattoo into Hotepistan. Okay. Not gonna happen. Bluntstup said 2% completed. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, got something special for you guys. Super Dapper today. Super Dapper today brought to you by Super Dap AI. Go follow Super Dap AI over on Twitter, the brainchild of Syscoin. Some of y'all bought Syscoin last week and you're happy because, well, the markets are popping right back. Hotep's been told you.
Hotep, you're a genius. Hotep, Jesus.
Shout out to my people that's going to get in this week because, well, we're expecting the markets to do even better in the next coming months. What is HJ trying to do to Sexy Red and Amber with a 3-day pass? We're just going to do some content together. We're just going to make content together. And get your minds out of the gutter, not that type of content. Anyway, I love when millionaires and VCs and investors vindicate me. They make me feel like an absolute genius. Watch this.
If a company or a country is in decline, you can try voice or you can try exit. Voice is basically changing the system from within, whereas exit is leaving to create a new system.
In 2013, the serial entrepreneur Balaji Srinivasan gave a widely discussed talk at the tech incubator Y Combinator on a paradigm derived from the work of the economist Albert O. Hirschman. There are two paths to reform, he explained: to speak up and remake a system from within, or to leave and build something new that might one day take its place. In his new book, The Network State, Srinivasan makes the case for exiting today's nation-states as they exist and migrating much of our lives onto the internet. Ever-improving digital tools give humans an unprecedented ability to create opt-in, fully voluntary communities where people choose to meet, work, live, and love.
Now, we ain't doing that shit. But it says here the rise of network states. Balaji predicts the emergence of network states. These are digital communities that evolve into real-world entities, almost like their own political states.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, what does that sound like? There's only one right answer. Type it in the chat. Joshua Woods, who are you going to put in Amber Rose's place to speak if you made the call for RNC? Sonny Johnson. I'll put Sonny Johnson up there. Ladies and gentlemen, what does this sound like? Anybody can tell me? Can anybody tell me what this concept of network states, leaving the current system or building your own new system, your own new state? It's just me, just said it, Hotepistan. This is the way. This is the way. You can complain about the system. You can complain, you can complain, you can complain. Or you can become a royal citizen of Hotepistan. We do have a cap on our population. We do practice population control, so we are going to be controlling our population. We have a very stringent immigration policy, as you can see. People are questioning if even Amber Rose can get into Hotepistan. Can Sexy Red get into Hotepistan? But this is the way. This is the future. Okay? Now, we're not doing them goggles and all of that shit. We're not doing none of that. Alternate reality, augmented reality, virtual. We're not doing none of that. No. We're going to take the community we build online. Super DAP AI is coming soon. That's going to be our financial center. So you can't have a nation without no shmoney, okay? You can't have a nation without pooling your assets. So once Super DAP comes out and we pool our assets and we put everything over there, we can then begin to fund Hotepistan. And then that will become a real world place. We're going to have Hotep studios, Hotep farms, Hotep shooting range, with plenty of slopes to practice on. But this is the way. This is the future. You have been informed. My name is Hotep Jesus, and we'll be going to Twitter Spaces around 4:15 p.m. Unfortunately, I got to pick up the kids today, so Hotep University, correct. So we will not be able to take phone calls today, unfortunately. But I'll be back tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, for another episode of the Grift Report. So make sure y'all tune in then. Shout out to the people holding us down with their pockets. Joshua Woods, Inside of the Ages, Hotep Daxter, Bro Godzilla, Rudy the Vet, Russo, Jabaria, Judah, Strong Dad, Zulu, Axel Foley, Aunt Bailey, and Middleman Reek for helping us reach our goals. You guys are absolutely amazing. Hopefully you guys learned a lot about the grift today on the Grift Report, where we master the grift and master the grift for the good of all. Be well, stay merry, tell somebody in your family that you love them, and as always, Hotep and Bill.
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan,